Before optimizing the home-page, service pages, and any other pages that need improvement, it's crucial to first complete the business profile optimization steps as we covered earlier in the previous videos, okay? So then it's super important to do a technical audit of the website, of the site, to identify any immediate technical issues. Okay, so step number one, go to siteliner.com, enter the URL of the site you want to scan and optimize and run a scan audit. This specific tool is very useful and in just a few minutes, it gives you a very nice summary of the site, showing issues like, for example, duplicate content, broken links, and details about average page size and loading time. Okay, so let's have a look now at a quick example, at a quick audit scan that I have done here for you. There are two main things to focus on. If after the scan the site shows a high percentage of duplicate content, over 25%, and many broken links, like in this case 53 broken links, it's super important for you to simply click on each section of the audit to open up the relevant pages and quickly identify the problem on the site. So as you can see, 53 broken links. You can easily identify which pages URL are containing broken links out. So there are multiple links that are pointing to an external site, and those internal linking are broken, okay? Then we got a total of 28, 30, 31, 32 external linking that from the site are pointing to external resources, and one of these links it shows as a broken link. Additionally, it's the page power indicator shows that page power pages that are particularly prominent pages that might appear to search engines when Google is crawling the site. The more links pointing at that particular page from other pages on your site, the greater the page power on that page is, up to a value of 100. You can click on individual pages to open a pop-up within SiteLiner, which will show you exactly where the broken link is located. You can also download the report or the current table in different formats, which is really useful. Additionally, you can share the SiteLiner link, the full URL of the report, with your team members to show them all the issues. Now let's talk about duplicate content. So for each URL here, SiteLiner shows the page title, the number of match words, the percentage of content that matches, and how many pages contain the same content, and the page power, okay? Page power is important, as we said before, because some pages might have a lot of links pointing to them. So it's key to see if the matching content is just natural repetition, like, for example, pagination, or it's actual duplicate content that need to be optimized and improved by doing an in-depth page-by-page check. Okay, if there is a lot of duplicate content, it's helpful to create a work schedule where you can improve and schedule content that needs to be optimized around a certain number of pages each week. If you are offering this service to clients, it can also lead to upsell opportunities, as fixing these issues will bring real benefits to the site and the business. Now let's move on to the second more advanced method that you can utilize to spot out great insights about all the other key issues that need fixing. So you can simply download the Screaming Frog at screamingfrog.co.uk/SEO Spider, as you can see here. And once you have downloaded the Screaming Frog, you can open up the software and then simply enter the URL that you want to analyze of the website that you want to analyze, and click Start, then let the tool crawling the full site. So as you can see here, Screaming Frog is crawling all the pages related to this specific website. And when it's done, you will see all the results analyzed across various sections of the website audit. So we got, for example, internal issues, in external security, URL, page title, meta description, meta keywords, which is not longer useful, H1, H2, and etc. First of all, I recommend you checking pages with the 200 status code. So you can simply click to the response codes tab and you can start checking out the pages of the website under the status code column. As you can see here, we got a couple of pages that needs to be checked more in depth. So we got a page with the 502 code status, 404, 403, 303 here. So what I recommend you here is you need to check if all the pages are showing up under the 200 status code and if all the pages are showing up as indexed pages. So some of these pages, of course, may not need to be indexed, but if there is valuable content on these pages, make sure to assign an index tag and fix all the indexability issues for each page. Let's have now a closer look at page titles. You should ensure that every page has a unique titles that are within the recommended length and pixel count. Meta description. So make sure that all the pages have unique meta descriptions that are the ideal length. Let's have now a closer look to the H1 and H2 tags. So you need to check that every page has a proper H1 and H2 tags. It's crucial for SEO, and many sites always overlook this part of the audit. Okay, so you can simply click to the H1 tab, scroll down and identify which pages are without H tags. So as you can see here, we got a bunch of pages without the H1. The length here also it's estimated under the H1 length column. By clicking on the H2 tag, you can easily identify which pages are without the H2 tag. So as you can see here, we got multiple URLs without the H2 tags as well. Okay. Let me now click on the content tab, low word count pages. So if there are blog tags or categories, mark them as non-index. It's always useful setting up all the blog category pages and blog tag pages as non-indexed pages. So if some of these pages are showing a very low word count, I strongly recommend that you run a manual check to each of these pages, and if they contain valuable content, consider adding more content, more text to make them indexable. Okay. Images, ensure that all the images are indexable. Okay, and that the page size, the website, that each page of the website is not too heavy. You can also cross check the average page size, the average page size of the site by using Siteliner, as we have discussed earlier. So hreflang tag, if the website has multiple languages, you should also verify the hreflang tags and be sure that there are no errors here showing up under the hreflang audit section. Regardless, internal and external links, you should click to response code, click to redirection, and then click to internal. So once you have done that, you can run a very quick check for broken internal in this case, and then external links, and make sure that there are no redirect chains that create infinite redirect loops across the website. So in terms of security, once again, be sure that all the pages have 200 status code and that are all indexable. Let's quickly review the remaining sections of the audit. So for each task here in the GMB Crash homepage SEO audit, SEOP, there is a status drop-down menu where you or your assistants can select the appropriate status for each task, okay? You can simply select the status for each task as required so that you will keep a tab on each part of the audit. Now, regarding index optimization, there are several tasks that include, for example, the sitemap, the robotic.exe, and various items related to no-follow tags, non-index, category pages, product tags, as we discussed in the previous videos. The indexing audit section also covers media attachment, non-index follow, site accessibility, URLs in redirects, for 04 errors and pages that need to be set to a 410 status code, okay? So this is super important. Let me spend now a couple of words about this topic. So if the site has many 404 error pages, I strongly recommend setting them to a 410 status code, but only if these pages don't have any inbound links. Okay, so for instance, if a page that was previously set as a 301 redirect now points to another page, to another active page on the website, but this page has no inbound links, then you can set it to a 410 status code. So what is a 410 status code? A 410 status code is telling Google that that specific page no longer exists on the website, which is ideal for reducing the number of 301 redirects on your website. If you have a lot of 301 redirects that consume hosting resources and slow down the site, check if these pages have important backlinks pointing to them. If not, as I say, you can set them to a 410 status code. Over the course of a month or two, Google will understand that these pages no longer exist on your website, eliminating the need to have hundreds of redirects that slow down the entire website, the loading time, and consume server resources. On top of this, this is also the technically correct approach. Let's now move on with the audit and have a closer look to the site structure audit section. In the site structure section of the GMB Crash homepage SEO audit SEOP, we can find important details related to the site's organization, particularly around the primary category, subcategories, as you can see here, and key pages like, for example, service pages. So it's essential for you to check if these pages, for example, here, key organic pages, are really easy accessible from a user experience perspective. So ensure that internal links also point to the correct canonical version of the pages, and that category pages link properly to subcategory pages. So here we got like questions as do category pages have followed links to subcategory pages? So for here, in this specific part, when we audit, we should be sure that all the category pages are containing do follow links, internal do follow links that are pointing to subcategory pages. We should also be sure that all the subcategory pages have internal do follow links that are pointing to product and service pages. So in short, here we should be sure that all the internal linkings are set as do follow internal links. And in addition, we should pay attention about the UX experience of the user from the home page to the most important pages. Regarding the footer, you should make sure that site includes working links and properly displays NAP details, name of the company, address of the company, and phone number of the company. So for the home page, once again, there are several tasks that we should focus on, such as checking image optimization, ensuring proper page titles and descriptions, and making sure that the EIT signals are strong. Also, we should consistently checking for broken links, whether the site runs entirely on HTTPS, and if there are any HTTP pages still active. Be sure to check that training slashes are set correctly and are not creating additional duplicated pages across the site. Regardless the content, for content, verify that non-indexed pages are set properly and that pages with a lower count as seen earlier are handled correctly. Also check for large duplicate content, especially on your top local money site pages, such as the service pages, product pages, and location pages, ensuring that each page has unique descriptions. The audit also covers page speed, schema markup, web design improvements such as mobile friendliness, whether site search is enabled, and if social media links are correctly set up. There are also sections for Google Analytics and Search Console setup. Additionally, in the second part of the audit, you will find suggestions and implementations where notes can be added. Additional tasks can be assigned, and other recommendations can be tracked as well. So addressing all of these technical and content-related issues will have a significant impact on improving the site in the local 3PAC, boosting organic traffic, increasing calls, and enhancing overall visibility for the business. Hey Crusher, it's Matteo from GMB Crush here. In today's video, we will explore how to use the SEO Auditor Pro Custom GPT to run different types of audits directly on websites connected to Google Business Profile. So specifically, in this video, we will look at how to extract and compare your sitemap or the sitemap of a specific site you are working on against the sitemaps of the sites ranked in position 1 and position number 2. We will dive into how to extract different types of data, as I say, and more importantly, if you notice that one of these two top sites has suddenly reached the top position in local search or the local 3PAC, we will see how to use ChatGPT to analyze changes. In the two starter prompt choices, you simply need to click on sitemap showdown here on the right side, and sitemap and your competitor sitemap. So as we have seen in the previous videos, you can use the SiteLiner tool. You can simply plug and play a specific URL, and SiteLiner will perform a quick audit. As you can see here on the left side, you can additionally download the sitemap as an XML file, and I'll show you now how to further move on with the SEO Auditor Pro to conduct the audit, an in-depth audit by analyzing and comparing your own sitemap against the top 1 and top 2 sites. Okay, so once you have downloaded the sitemap as an XML file, you can upload them right here, and you can simply renaming them for clarity, such as, for example, rank number 1 sitemap, rank 2 sitemap, and rank 4 sitemap. Okay, so assuming that the site you are analyzing, your own site or your client site, is in position number 4, you can rename it as rank position number 4 or 5, 7 or whatever to help the SEO Auditor Pro identify your current ranking position. So in the first prompt, we request this SEO Auditor Pro to analyze and identify opportunities for improvement by auditing the sitemaps, the attached sitemaps files, keyword targeting from a keyword targeting perspective. And we also assign the task and provide insights such as the topical gap analysis to identify, for example, top differences in coverage, keywords your competitors are targeting that you are not, and etc. So additionally, we are also analyzing unique differentiation opportunities. As you can see here, we are asking ChatGPT to recommend how the site in position number 4, which is the currently in this specific example, the site we are working on, can stand out and leverage its strength by adding new types of content. So the output format additionally should include a content list, keyword gaps, content gaps, and suggested topical and cluster interlinking strategies and more. So here is a detailed comparison and analysis based on the provided sitemaps. So we have the content gaps analysis. So competitor number 1 and number 2, for example, are using extensive blog and resources. So competitors have blog sections that cover specific pest issues, prevention tips, and region-specific pest challenges, and etc. Both sides are using pest libraries and learning centers. So the competitors includes dedicated pest library and learning centers that covers different types of pest type in detail. Additionally, both of the competitors are targeting specific sites and regions. So we got like localized pages targeting keywords such as pest control Miami Beach or pest control Aventura and so on. Both competitors are using specialized service pages, okay, guys? So services like, for example, termite fumigation, mosquito control, and flea control have dedicated pages. So the website in position number 4 have limited service descriptions and no extensive blog or resource content, no pest library or learning center. It's also missing localized pages targeting specific regions or specific city or neighborhoods, okay? Let's have a look now at the content opportunities. So in order to take a leap, we should start creating a pest library, for example, covering detailed pest identification and treatment guides. So, for example, we should create treatment guides for cockroaches or silverfish. We should also put more attention on developing a blog focused on seasonal pest challenges, prevention tips, and region-specific topics. We should also add localized pages for major cities to improve geo-targeting. And we should also introduce content around eco-friendly pest control solution to differentiate the company and the website from the competitors, okay? Let's have a look at the keyword gaps analysis. So the competitors number 1 and number 2 are using targeting keywords in the URLs and titles. So all the URLs and title use highly specific terms like mosquito control Florida, for example, or rodent control Miami. Also the blog, each blog of the competitor focus on long tail keyword as well. So the competitor blog target long tail queries like, for example, how to get rid of termites in Florida or best mosquito repellents and so on. Okay. Additionally, both of the competitors are using localized geo keywords. So we got like region specific terms showing off across the site like pest control, Western Florida, and so on. So the website in position number 4, as you can see, it's just using generic URLs and missing keyword rich titles. It's also limited. There is also a limited usage of long tail keywords and geo-specific keywords. So in terms of keyword opportunities, we should, if we are working on this site in position number 4, we should integrate long tail keywords like, for example, eco-friendly mosquito control in Miami into the blogs, post, and service pages. We should further optimize the website for geo-targeted phrases like, for example, pest control and a specific city. We should also use and build FAQs, and we should build on site an FAQ section in the site or specific FAQ section inside the blog articles to target conversational search query. Okay, so for example, here in this specific part of the audit, you can have a quick look on the people also ask section of Google page one for your specific search query, or you realize that you can ask ChatGPT based on these specific articles, and then you drop the URL of that specific blog post. Please create the top 5 FAQs that I should integrate, that I should place inside this article to target conversational search queries within the article. Okay, let's have a look at the topical gap analysis. So competitors 1 and competitors 2 are interlinking to related pages. So competitors interlink related pages. So for example, the mosquito control guides are linking to blog posts on mosquito repellents. So as you can see here, this is just an example, right? So, but what this is telling us, so it's telling us that the competition is taking an advantage by having a strong interlinking strategies between related pages. So they are just not using a random interlinking strategies, but instead they are interlinking blog posts to within related queries and related topics. So for example, here, as you can see, all the mosquito control guides are linking back to blog posts or articles related to mosquito repellents and so on. The competitors are also leveraging learning centers pages. So the competitors provide grouped resources on pest control method, safety tips, and pest biology. In terms of resource centers, the competitors number 2 is also including PDF guides that users can download and topical videos on site. Okay, so for our site in position number 4, there is no structured topical clusters or interlinked content, no central hub for past related resources. In terms of topical opportunities, if assuming that we are working on this website in position number 4, we should develop clusters around high priority pest control topics. Okay, so for example, mosquito control, and then we should have a specific session that address prevention tips, which it's linked to eco-friendly solutions, and then the eco-friendly solutions section is also interlinked to the FAQs and vice versa. Okay, we should also add a resources center within the website with downloadable guides and videos. We should interlink blogs, pest library entries, and service pages to create a clear topical authority. In terms of unique differentiation opportunities, as you can see here, in this case, the company or the website that we are working on should emphasize a solution within the website, like, for example, an environmental safe pest control solution, if that's the case, of course. It should also highlight regional and localized expertise. It should additionally focus on creating innovative content, such as, for example, incorporating infographic, using dedicated video content, and accounting for seasonality and seasonal trends related to pest control services. So in the next section, we have an output summary that includes all the gaps, such as the content gaps, keyword gaps, suggested topical clusters, recommendation for differentiation, and so on. Okay, so in the next prompt, we are going to say, using the attached sitemap files, analyze the website that ranks in position number 1 and the website that ranks in position number 2 to identify any changes made in the past 30 days. This type of analysis is super important when you have noticed, as I mentioned earlier in the video, a specific Google business profile suddenly rising to the top position in the past 30 days or recently, or generally a Google business profile that keeps growing in rankings and expanding its visibility. So the prompt is super useful once again because it helps you identify what changes have been made in the past 30 days and allows you to continuously monitoring all the changes your competitors are making. Okay, so your key areas of analysis should focus on content updates. So you should keep monitoring new pages, blog posts, or informational resources added, new services or geographic references added for specific locations, keyword additions. You should identify if a specific site or the top two competitor sites are targeting new keywords in titles, meta descriptions, headers, or body content. Okay. We should also identify changes, as I say, made to the site structure and updates to the visuals or the UX of the site. It's essential that we keep monitoring competitors, as I say, especially if you have identified through the scans like the GeoGrid Pro tool inside the GMB Crash application, a specific GMB profile in the top 20 that suddenly it's raising up to the top in the past week, 10 days, 2 weeks, or a month. Continuously using this prompt additionally will help you monitoring specific competitors and understand exactly what's happening on their site, what type of strategies they are using to capture those positions. Okay, so next we have here the comparative analysis between the two sites currently ranked in position number 1 and position number 2, focusing on all the changes that have occurred in the last 30 days. So as I mentioned earlier, this analysis includes aspects related to content, so content updates, keyword targeting, site structure and technical SEO, and UX and visual elements. So, for example, new elements, no new design elements, or interactive features noted. Existing call to actions and layout seems unchanged. In terms of layout adjustment, no apparent modifications in page layout, structure, and so on. So this is happening for the website in position number 2 and for the site in position number 1. And here we have a nice comparative insights table, a final table that immediately highlights the differences and potential elements that may have impacted the ranking. Okay, so here we have a list of all the aspects such as the content updates, keyword targeting, site structure, and visual enhancements. So here we got a comparative insights for the website number 1 and for the website number 2. So in this case, for example, in the website number 1, have now a strong emphasis on localized service pages. So they apply multiple changes. They perform content updates on localized service pages. They have a strong geo-targeting and concise URL changes. They have expanded the learning center pages within the local money site. And in terms of visual enhancements, the website number 1 have minimal changes, and the website in position number 2 have applied changes to improve call to actions and mobile layouts. Okay, so for example. So, okay, in the next prompt, we will now analyze the recent changes made to both sides. So the competitor in position number 1 and the competitor in position number 2, and ask the SEO Auditor Pro to identify the key factors contributing to their rise in the local trip-back. And this analysis will include an additional evaluation of on-page and content alignment, local signals, engagement and UX enhancement, keywords and schema optimization, technical SEO details, and so on. So this step is crucial, and in the output we will have a nice comparative analysis presented in table format for each section of the audit, allowing us to visually and immediately identify all the changes made, okay? In the additional steps, we will request now a visual representation of all the analysis data conducted so far, and all the data will be organized into clean and comprehensive tables, ensuring that the final presentation table includes different types of details regarding the most important data points. As you can see here, the final table, it's including all the audit categories such as local seniors details for website number 1 and website number 2, including the potential key impact on the local trip pack, okay? You can download the table by clicking the download table button here on the top and right side, or if this feature doesn't work, you can just say in the next prompt, please create the analysis as CSV. In the final prompt, we will ask the SEO Auditor Pro to create written content that you can use as an email or integrate the content into an existing presentation or a presentation that you are working on for a client. This could be, for example, for a client you are trying to close, or one of your current clients that you are managing who may have lost some rankings recently. So this content will help you aggregating all the data and findings related to the gaps between the site you are working on and the top competitors in position number 1 and in position number 2. So what's the goal here? The goal here is to provide the client with data-driven insights, building content that demonstrate what's happening with the competitor strategy, what changes they have made in the past, in the last 30 days, and all the differences between the sites in top position and the client side. So it will greatly help you to showcase what you have uncovered and explain why you are the right person, the right team to solve their optimization problems, okay? So this prompt will guide you in structuring the content by breaking down the findings into content gaps, okay? Keyword gaps, local signals and schema opportunities, and all the other audit points. Okay, the results will be an email or a written piece of content where you can easily replace placeholders. So all the different variables such as the name, your position, contact information, business name, and so on, okay? This is super useful when a client asks why they lost the rankings, or if they ask you what the differences exist between their site and the top competitors, and what needs to be done to improve their position. Additionally, after completing the work in the previous steps, this prompt will also help you strategically with your team to fully understand the actions required to achieve the client's goals. Now let's dive into week 3 of the work process. We will explore how to use ChatGPT to extract all the keywords, entities, trust words, and much more from the competitor pages, for example, the home page, service pages, location pages, product pages, geo article pages, and so on. So this process can be applied to any type of page, whether you want to optimize, as I say, a service page, the home page, or for example, a location page or a blog post. The strategy here is to leverage ChatGPT by following my step-by-step prompts and custom GPTs to extract all the information, data, keywords, and entities we need from a specific page that is ranking at the top of the search results. Then we will use that information to either refine and re-optimize existing content we want to improve, or compare it with the top ranking content. Once we extract the data, we can optimize and refine it, ensuring we know exactly how to complete the writing process using ChatGPT so that the content is fully optimized and ready for upload. As I mentioned, this optimization process can be used to compare your service pages, for example, with those of competitors and optimize them. You can also compare and optimize, of course, location pages, writing new content, optimize it and upload it, and etc. Now I will show you the process using an example focused on on-page optimization, starting from the audit to extracting data and refining the content with the ChatGPT. Again, this process can be used for any type of page. For other types of pages, I'll provide you with additional prompts and custom GPTs to give even more relevance and context, depending on whether you are optimizing service pages, location pages, product pages, geo article pages, and so on. Hey Crusher, it's Matteo from GMB Crush here, and welcome into a new video training episode. So today we are exploring how to reverse engineer the content of the top performing Google business profiles for your chosen keywords and location. To begin with, navigate the Explore GPT section and search for the Scraper GPT. This tool is great for conducting diverse Google searches and extracting essential data from the Google database. So once you have located the Scraper GPT, simply select it and click to start a chat to initiate your operations. This tool and my process will assist you in gathering valuable insights to optimize your local money sites for the maximum ranking impact. Okay, so once you have opened up the Scraper GPT dashboard, you need to input the first prompt. So you can find the link to the prompt document from the video description and in the first video pin comment. So prompt number 1, I need you to perform the following actions. Generate a list of relevant keywords from the following Google business profiles and ensure that all the words related to the main business category, plumber for this specific example, are included. So here you need to simply copy and paste the Google Maps share URL of the top 3 list that rank in the 3 pack. So we have like business profiles, and then you simply need to copy paste here the share URL of each Google business profile competitor. We are additionally asking the Scraper GPT to provide us with a list of the most common used terms and keywords related to the plumber, which is the primary business category in target. And then we are additionally asking to get a list of the H1 to H6 tags for the website. And here you need to enter the URL of the business list site that ranks in position number 1. And as a final request, we are asking to provide us with an accurate summary of the on-page structure as well. So as you can see, the Scraper begin here with the process and it's gathering all the information for our request. So we got like the keywords from the Google business profiles. So we get like all the keywords that each business profile is targeting. Then we also have a nice summary of the commonly used terms and keywords related to plumber. And then for the third point, ChatGPT is asking us to provide the URL of the business list that ranks in position number 1. So I have provided ChatGPT with the details of the Google business profile that ranks number 1. And as you can see, the Scraper, it's going through the on-page content and create a nice summary for us. So we got details related to the introduction, details related to expertise and commitment, the list of services emphasizing their role as a one-stop shop for comprehensive home services solution. Customer insurance, there is a strong focus on customer satisfaction guarantees, quality of service, and respect for customer homes. Content and engagement, the homepage invites users to engage with their services through a prominent call to action, including a phone number and a form to submit service request. Social proof details, featuring customer reviews and testimonials, call to actions, and so on. So the homepage does not include listing up H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, or 6 tags, but the structure of the homepage suggests clear sections that likely correspond to various aiding levels, such as service, offerings, company, commitment, and call to action, okay? Then we got a couple of details related to the layout, okay, that communicates the company values, services, and commitment to customer satisfaction, making it easy for user to find information and take the next step towards engagement their services. As a Next step, we are now asking the scraper GPT and ChatGPT to analyze the content structure of the website and give us an accurate details of keywords in the homepage content that can be highly related to the Google business category plumber, which is the primary business category. Additionally, break down the content in. Okay, we got like a request to grab additional details related to the total word count, keywords related to the Google business category plumber, industry related keywords, geo related keywords, topical related keywords, hyperlocal keywords, hyperlocal geo keywords. We are also asking ChatGPT to identify entities like names, places, and organizations, LSI keywords that are semantically related to the primary business category, content tone, and then number of calls to actions. From all the given points, be very accurate. As you can see, the scraper goes through all the details and it creates an in-depth breakdown. Total word count. So we got like an approximate word count of 921 words. Then we got like all the details for the keywords highly related to the primary business category, which is plumber. So we got plumbing, drain cleaning, leaky radiators, emergency plumbing, and so on. Industry-related keywords, geo-related keywords, topical-related keywords, home service, repair, services, installation, maintenance, hyperlocal keywords. Look at this, so nice. Hyperlocal geo keywords. So I want to emphasize the hyperlocal keywords and the hyperlocal geo keywords details because those are super important to create the most prominent geo signals that you need to include inside your key pages. So home page, service pages, location pages, product pages, and so on. Then ChatGPT also identify the entities from the content, from the on-page content. So we got like details related to the company business profile, Brooklyn and Queens, and then Theo Rosenblum, and et cetera, from customer reviews. So basically, as you can see, also each review gets recognized as a single separate entity and so on. And we have details related to the LSI keywords, semantically related to the primary business category. So we got like, again, leak detection, pipe repair, HVAC contractor, licensed and certified staff, environmentally conscious, and so on. So we got also an analysis of the content tone, number of calls to actions. So we got like in total 5 distinct calls to action with phone number being the primary CTA repeated through the page for emphasis. Okay, next step, we are now asking ChatGPT and the scraper to web browse, grab the content, then structure, refine, optimize, and expand the content of this page. So here you need to insert the URL of the list whose content I want to optimize. You want to optimize so that it is aligned with the home page of the business profile site that ranks number 1 to be fully aligned with the above in-depth analysis. So we are additionally asking to run then a comparison of all the metrics between the two sites. So as you can see, ChatGPT is working out our request. We got like an initial draft of the optimized content for the business website, for the local money site that we want to compare against the local money site that ranks number 1, so that we can have a proper action plan of everything we need to do to optimize in order to mimic the matrix of the website that ranks number 1. So we got, again, introduction details and basically additional detail related to the previous section in analysis, such as the commitment to excellence, comprehensive service and product details, why choose us, a couple of call to action, and then we have a nice comparison of all the metrics. So total word count, keywords, call to action comparison, content tone, and etc. Then I'm asking ChatGPT to write content and align the content of this specific website with the on-page metrics of the local money site listing that ranks number 1. So we got like a response from ChatGPT that says optimizing the content for this specific website to align with all the top metrics and element found on, of course, the local money site that ranks number 1 involves several key adjustments. So this optimization will focus on mirroring the top structure, tone, keyword distribution, and call to action approach used by the local money site that ranks number 1. So let's craft the content that embodies these characteristics. Okay, so we got like the first draft that goes through that goes through all the key optimization details. And additionally, we are also getting a nice alignment metrics summary, which includes details related to the word count, keywords, call to action, content tone, and so on. I'm additionally asking ChatGPT to provide me with a highly accurate comparison score from 1 to 10 for each metric now. And as you can see, ChatGPT goes on providing a nice breakdown. We got details related to the total word count with a score of 9 to 10. Keywords highly related to the primary business category, which is again plumber, score 10 to 10. Industry-related keyword score 10 to 10. Geo-related keyword, the score is 8 to 10, because it seems that the listing that ranks number 1 is basically including a broader mention of service area. Meanwhile, the listing that we are trying to optimize have the content inside the homepage that focuses more on the immediate locality, okay? Then we have details related to the topical related keywords score, which is 9 to 10. Then we got details related to the hyperlocal keywords score 8 to 10. 8 to 10 score for the hyperlocal geo keywords. For the entities section, we got the score of 9 to 10. LSI keywords score 9 to 10. Content tone score 10 to 10. Number of calls to action, we got a score of 10 to 10. So I'm now asking ChatGPT, how can I raise up the scores to reach a 10 to 10 score for each comparison section? Okay, so could you please provide me with the bullet point details of what I need to do to raise all the scores to 10? So ChatGPT says to elevate all the scores to 10 for the optimized content, we must be sure that the content of our targeted site, it fully aligns with the top metrics of the local money site listing that ranks number 1, and here are the targeted strategies for each metric. So total word count, we should expand sections with the detailed description of services, company history, and customer testimonials to match the depth of content from on the listing on the local money site that ranks number 1. Then we got like keywords highly related to the primary business category. So we need to maintain the focus. The current approach is okay, it's effective. So you should ensure that you continues including updates with the trending, plumbing, and eating keywords. So you can, for example, review from time to time your Google Ads keyword planner section. I already showed in the previous training how you can plug and play your competitor's website inside the Google Ads keyword planning section to pull out all the top trending and down trending keywords. For the industry related keywords, we are on track. For the geo-related keyword section, we need to incorporate broader mentions of service area beyond Brooklyn, including surrounding areas and specific neighborhood names where you have significant customer bases. For the topical related keywords section, we need to add content sections that address emerging trends in plumbing, such as heating or eco-friendly options or smart home integration. For the hyperlocal keyword section, we need to increase mentions of local landmarks, neighborhoods, and community events to straightening up local SEO and relevance. For the hyperlocal geo keyword section, we need to include more specific location within your service area, including zip codes and neighborhood names to align with the local search query. For the identified entities, we need to ensure that all mentions of your brand and related entities, such as like services or unique product offerings, are clear and consistently presented across the site. For the LSAI keyword section is suggesting us to identify and integrate more LSAI keywords that are semantically related to the plumbing and heating. Of course, you can utilize ChatGPT to create an additional list of LSAI keywords, and you can request ChatGPT to rewrite the content including those LSAI keywords in. The content tone, it's okay. Number of call to action is okay as well. And additionally, there are a couple of tips that ChatGPT is giving us. But basically, you can go through all the different key metrics and you can request ChatGPT to create a list of such keywords or such terms of words that you need to include inside the content. You can additionally ask ChatGPT to rewrite the content including such keywords. When it comes to rewriting content, as mentioned at the end of the previous video, I will now provide a number of prompts that you can use to create a writing framework and feed the ChatGPT a series of details that will help you to instruct the chatbot to align with the right context, your audience, and a specific type of buyer persona. We'll also look at how to improve content writing while maintaining the same keyword ratio and at the same time ensuring that the content meets certain metrics that are aligned with the competitor number one. This approach will allow you to create additional content over time and enhance your content even more. We will explore how to insert prompts that are referring to a specific writing style that you may prefer. For example, if you are writing landing pages, it might be helpful to input the name of a specific copywriter, for example, okay? And in alternative, if you already have a certain type of content defining your brand voice, you can ask ChatGPT to learn from a specific set of content you provide in the chat, and ChatGPT won't take any action, but will simply learn from the tone, the style, and other elements of your existing writing content. Okay, prompt number one, create a detailed buyer persona for a business of course, here you need to insert your target industry and target location. In this case, we are pointing once again to commercial plumbing and Queens as the primary business location, and use the following variables and provide an in-depth profile for the best fit customer base on the inputted primary business category and target location. This persona will be used to improve written content page effectively. Okay, so we got a request to ChatGPT to further define the demographics with the details related, for example, to the age range, gender, income level, education level, location, lifestyle, values, and so on. Okay, technology in use, device preferences, social media use, online behaviors, and so on. As you can see here, this prompt will really help you in defining your best buyer persona, your target buyer persona. Okay, so as you can see, boom, ChatGPT will start analyzing all the input from the given prompt, and it will start breaking down every single section from the prompt: demographic details, gender, income level, education level, family size, location, lifestyle details, values, buying behavior, decision make process, okay, super important, technology in use, and so on. Okay, once it will complete the breakdown of the buyer persona details, we can keep going by saying rewrite the content below, keeping the exact keywords ratio and top competitor matrix alignment. Use the David Ogilvy copywriting style, focusing on clear, persuasive language and matching the ideal buyer persona details. Get the content from this chat session. Okay, so boom, once again, ChatGPT will start miming the David Ogilvy copywriting style, and if you check in the resources linked to this video, or if you purchase the course from any platform, please have a look at the Google document from the resources section, as I have added multiple copywriting styles that you can realize along with the prompt to further enhance and improve the readability and writing style of your AI content. All right, so after gathering additional data and tweaking the content using all the given prompts, such as making changes and optimizing the content for a potential audience or a certain copywriting style, we now have the first draft. So this draft helps creating a certain context through which ChatGPT can now make further observations and analysis, having also learned from the type of content we are generating. So now it's time to optimize the final part of the prompt by inserting all the SEO elements in place, such as the H1, H2, and H3 tags. And the prompt that we are going to use will help us refining the final content while maintaining the selected tone of voice based on the chosen or preferred copywriting style. It will also consider the buyer persona details and the content that has been adjusted according to audience and buyer persona specifics. So now let's take a look at how I have optimized the final prompt, which you can reuse in the final phase to define the content with all the SEO elements in place. All right, so the prompt says, proceed now as follows. The task, analyze website and rewrite on-page content for SEO optimization. Where to find the data, collect all the relevant data from this chat session. So website analysis, identify the H1 to H6 tags from the website ranking in position number 1 on the business listing site. Insert the URL of top ranking site in the placeholder below. Okay, so here you need to insert the URL of the website, once again, that ranks in position number 1. We got additional instruction regardless the content rewriting. So we are asking ChatGPT to rewrite the on-page content using the preferred copywriting style, which is here you need to insert your chosen copywriting style and ensure that the content is aligned with the SEO best practices and optimized for the following elements. Okay, brand, primary location, primary business category. Then we got additional details regardless the chosen content structure. So when rewriting, replicate the structure and content flow of the number 1 website while ensuring the content includes detailed SEO optimization, including, as we have inputted in the very first prompt at the beginning of the process, total word count, Google Business Profile category, industry-related keyword, geo-related keywords, and so on. Okay, so in terms of accuracy, pay close attention to the exact keywords ratio, competitor alignment, and SEO-driven content structure for each of the given points. As you can see in this example, I customized all the different variables. I entered the website that is in position number 1 for my selected query, for my selected keyword. And then I also have selected my preferred copywriting style, which in this case is Dan Kennedy. As a brand name example, I used the Ciao Plumbing. The primary location is Cupertino and the primary business category is plumber. Okay, so everything else remains unchanged as these are the variables to be inserted into the prompt. So after analyzing the structure of the home page of the website in position number 1, ChatGPT will generate the final content with a nice recap at the end of all the SEO metrics for each analysis point of the on-page structure of the top ranking competitor. Okay, so next we will look at how to use one of my favorite custom GPTs to harmonize and humanize the content, making it sounds more natural and human as possible. So now in this final step, we are going to humanize the content using the undetectable AI humanizer GPT. So you can find it via the Explore GPTs section. So once you click to get started with the session, you will find a number of starter prompts, and I usually select the humanize a web page starter prompt. Okay, so as you can see here, I have selected humanize a web page. And as you can see, the GPT will ask you to provide the content you want to humanize. You can use the same content and prompt that I have created following here. Okay, so we have a task description within the prompt followed by the actual content. You will simply need to grab the content starting from the H1 tag from the previous output and copy paste it here. Okay, content H1, etc. You simply need to copy paste from the previous output in that we have obtained from the previous video. Okay, so if you follow my custom instruction here, regardless of the task, we will make sure to keep all the SEO elements in the final copy. Okay, so when rewriting, ensure that all the SEO elements such as H1 to H6 tags, keyword placement, and other SEO factors are integrated into the final content output and etc. Okay, so all right, so now everything, as you can see here, it's done. Input text analysis breakdown, rules to ensure a perfect humanized text. This is pretty nice. And boom, so the content is done. And once the final piece of content for the home page is ready, you should review the home page of a competitor ranking in position number 1. Take some note of how many sections they have on their home page, how they have break down the content, visuals, and call to actions in the home page. Then try to replicate a similar structure for your home page as well. Also, as we discussed in a previous video, don't forget to mirror the Google Business Profile details related to the GBP product by mirroring the GBP product details from the Google Business Profile into the on-page content. So use, as we say, the top 6 products, and of course, each section showcasing the details of each GBP product on the home page should be linking back to the individual product page as we have covered in the previous videos. Okay. In this video, we will look at how to create content for the additional category pages on your local money site as discussed in previous videos. The website's on page should be fully optimized around the content, keyword, related keyword, entities, and product details mirroring the Google Business Profile primary business category. For each of the additional Google Business Profile category, we need to create unique landing pages for each, as well as for service pages, location pages, and product pages. If you are not sure how to optimize the URL structure, you should always audit how the URLs of competitors ranked number 1, number 2, and number 3 are structured, and try to align your URLs similarly for optimal results. In the next video, we will go over how to structure and create content for the additional category pages, for the service pages, location pages, product pages, and geo article pages. Here is the first prompt to create additional category pages on your website. So you will need to click on Explore GPTs and then search for the GMB Crush Local SEO Content Creator. This is a highly detailed and refined prompt that I have perfected over time. So now let's dive into the exact elements it contains and how it can be customized by inserting your own variables, depending, of course, on the version of the prompt we will use to build content for location pages, service pages, product pages, geo article pages, and much more. So as I mentioned, this is a long form prompt. So I will walk you through each detail and show you how powerful this customization is. So by inserting all the necessary variables, you can create highly scalable content, allowing you to hand over the SOP protocol to your team members for a consistent output. Usually, these are the questions that every public user gets from the local SEO content creator custom GPT. Now, let's take a look at the advanced prompt I created, and I will explain the logic behind each section. Of course, we will also review other variations of this prompt for creating service pages, location pages, and etc. In the first part of the prompt, I instructed the GPT to create an additional category page for a specific business located in a certain region, as you can see here. And here I also include variables such as the business name, primary location, some additional details regarding the type of service associated with this additional category keyword. Additionally, we are saying that the additional category page should be fully SEO optimized for local searches, including clear benefits, customer testimonial, and a detailed process explanation, and provide easy ways for customers to get in touch. So we got additional details here that you will need to input, as I say, additional category and services related to the additional category description, target audience details, unique selling proposition detail, the USP, and content information details. Regardless the content output requirements, the custom GPT should automatically include keywords highly related to the Google Business Profile additional category, industry-related keywords, geo-related keywords. The GPT should additionally balance and maximize the keyword density, the salience score, maintain an optimal header to content ratio, and ensuring proper use of H1, H2, and H3 tags. Additionally, the GPT should identify and insert relevant entities such as name, places, and organization, use natural language processing, maximize EAT signals, maintain high readability score, and set the content tone to match that of an industry expert, ensuring it reflects a high level of expertise and professionalism. Here we have details related about the calls to action. So the GPT is also instructed to insert prominent calls to actions through the content and encourage user engagement and conversions. Ensure that all the SEO elements, such as all the H tags, are clearly visible in the final content output to enhance SEO structure and readability. Additional SEO elements, pricing information, guarantees and certification to strengthening the AAT signals. Regardless the visuals, we are requesting the GPT to suggest the inclusion of images, video, infographics, and at the end of this part of the prompt, I'm also asking the local SEO content creator custom GPT to act as a top 1% copywriter in this specific industry, okay? Thinking outside the box and never go outside the given instructions. In the final part of the prompt, we provide details on the URL structure explaining how we intend to proceed with creating the entire site's content pages. This is crucial for setting up context for ChatGPT, which helps ensure the final output doesn't overlap in terms of content or cannibalize keywords on other URLs we will be working on. Here we explain that, for example, the home page will contain content related to the primary business category. We also detail how we will approach the service pages, location pages, product pages, and so on. There are also structured examples explaining how we will organize everything, okay? For example, I have generated a direct output with ChatGPT that includes all the variables. And once you press start, you will have the first draft of the content. Okay, so as you can see here, we got the first draft of the content, which is very well organized. It already gives you a breakdown of all the sections we need from a design perspective. In fact, each output is already divided by section. In the second prompt, I'm asking ChatGPT to perform a detailed review of the content provided to ensure it's following the SEO and structural guidelines. The goal is to check and mark all the elements based on the requirements outlined below. Do not generate a new content, but only verify and mark the elements as present or missing, okay? So here we got a step-by-step check from the content creator GPT. We got all the details. And in the third prompt, I request a rewrite of the content, breaking it down into H1, H2, and H3 tags, so it becomes much easier to identify all the SEO elements in the final output. So as you can see, the content is structured neatly with H1, H2, and H3 tags, making it very easy to pass along to the developers. So finally, in the last prompt, I ask ChatGPT what is the ideal structure for this specific page by following the guidelines specified in the prompt, including considerations for the primary business category, location, and service specifics. Okay, so here we got also a nice output regardless the final suggested URL structure. So we got pest control, which is basically the primary business category, and then the suggested final part of the URL, including the additional business category. So breakdown, as I say, pest control, this represents the primary business category related to pest control services. And then we got commercial pest control as suggested as the additional business category that we have selected. Of course, it's just an example. And then Detroit represents the specific location being targeted. Okay, so the final URL includes the root domain, the primary business category, which is once again pest control, and then the additional business category and the target location, which is in this case the primary location. This URL structure is optimized for local SEO, including the primary service and location, ensuring clear relevance for search queries related to commercial pest control in Detroit. In case after entering prompt number 3, ChatGPT includes variables within the square brackets, as you can see here, geo-related keyword, for example, Miami, or primary keyword, termite extermination services, and etc. I have created an additional prompt that you can use immediately after the prompt number 3. Okay, so with this prompt, you can instruct ChatGPT to generate a TXT output with the variables replaced by the actual values customized by you, by the user. Okay, as you can see, then the final output here cleaned up, and the last part of the chat session, I asked ChatGPT to provide me with the URL structure for this additional category page, ensuring it follows the specific guidelines in the prompt. In this video, we will see how to create content for service pages using a further tweak of the prompt we use to create additional category pages. As you can see here, after clicking the Get Started button, I selected 3 and then proceeded by not answering the questions asked by the custom GPT. As we saw before, these are basic questions, so instead I directly entered the customized prompt for the service pages. So as you can see here, all the custom fields are being tweaked to fit the variables needed to build the service page, aligning with the primary category, company brand name, primary location, EAT signals, and all the other good elements we discussed in the previous video when we used the prompt to create the additional category pages. Right after inserting the first prompt, the initial output does not yet contain all the SEO elements, all the SEO details. And in the third prompt, we are going to ask again ChatGPT to perform a detailed review of the content to ensure it fits the given SEO and structured guidelines. The goal is to check and mark all the elements based on the requirements below. So do not generate new content, only verify and mark the elements as present. In the next prompt, we ask ChatGPT to rewrite all the content again, including all the hashtags and all the good SEO elements, referencing the first main prompt from the start of the session. Okay, content structure and SEO elements making, H1, H2 tags, details, use secondary keywords or service-related terms, all the good stuff from the main initial prompts. Okay, then as you can see, the content is now completely rewritten, including all the SEO elements in. So if, as before, the content includes terms or data within variables in square brackets, you simply need to use the prompt from the previous video, which should be inserted after the prompt number 3. To resolve this issue and obtain the final content clean, polished, and ready to be passed to your development team.